Good morning, everybody. Before we get started, as always, I want to give a shout out to the lovely music we've been listening to during pre-stream here. This is Imagine by Declan DP. You can find their information in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. Thank you for Declan and everybody like them who makes either free-to-use or low-cost assets for us streamers so we can have better streams. Thank you so much. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is in your part of the world. I am Deuscain, your variety type streamer for the day, and today we are jumping into something new, something I haven't played before, something I know very little about. A game called Citizen Sleeper. General design of it, from what I've seen so far, is it's like almost like a tabletop simulator, very similar to Disco Elysium, where you're going to determine what happens or doesn't happen with dice rolls. Seems really interesting. They have a very good trailer, which actually let me grab that now. I think I still have it up. Yeah, here's the trailer for Citizen Sleeper, and this one really just sold me on the game in terms of like the almost mythology of what they were trying to describe. So I picked it up a while back. Hadn't touched it at all yet. I thought I might play it offline, and then I'm like, oh, I finished batching quick. Let's do Citizen Sleeper. There we are. But very simple menu here. Like that. Also, apparently there's DLC. But yeah, so I'm going in blind on this one, much like I did with Deuscain and a couple other games. So let's find out what the Citizen Sleeper's about. Operator. Operators with drones and high-precision remote machines perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. So that's skills there. Extractor. Hard vacuum environment. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, have a high level of endurance. Okay. So engineering, interface, endure, intuit, engage. Same skills for all of them. Machinist. Repairs and modifies automated systems. Usually are diligent, careful, structured people. Okay. So my options are +1 engineering, +1 interface, or +1 endure, and -1 intuit, -1 endure, or -1 engage. Oh, there's perks. Transfer interception, chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Sunbath dice action allows energy recovery at home. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineer actions. Interesting. I don't think we're going to do extractor. Talking between operator and machinist. I mean, this seems like the simplest perk. Let's start this off here with operator, and then we'll go off from there. Maybe if I replay it. Wait, why is it not showing the game audio? It should be. Weird. That's bizarre because it definitely has audio that's playing for me. Switch to that. Oh, there it's working now. That was odd. Maybe the executable file is named different depending on whether you're at the start menu or in the game. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it is to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, and you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present. Cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. What's the plan? You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, and by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourself into containers, and then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach your destination. Let's try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It's time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were a person. Time passes, the cold creeps in further. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering out loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from that container. You sit huddled in the corner of a scrapyard, swaddled in reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life. And you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. Dramatic and private salvager. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent slumps of ship. Some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, are you all thawed out yet? Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance than Sub-Zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its iris locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. That didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. What happened to them? He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you're just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world, but as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead, at least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same as any sleeper who makes it out. SN-ARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, Sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away, towards the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye. The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in so much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. And nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. With that, Dragos stalks back to the Rex, his drones already converging on rusting Hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly fingers as he returns to work. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move forward time in the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle for now. Select locations by clicking their icon. Okay. So they're teaching me the game. Good, good. You wig curled up in the corner of the container and slowly begin assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wig in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable but somehow wrong. You stood up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all, what matters? Escape, getting answers, or building a life? Huh. Let's go building a life. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. Before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container: a mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, the images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove the best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay. Condition, action dice, and energy. Your condition represents the current state of your body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but it can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If the condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to the corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Action dice. At the start of your day, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions in the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse condition, the fewer dice. Once you've used your dice, you cannot take any further actions, and you must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by the energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll need to find somewhere to get food. Your energy bar depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double rate per cycle. Okay, so top bar is breakdown. Here's action dice, and this is energy. So food is more immediate. I need to deal with energy far more often than condition, and the action dice is what I have to do things. Okay. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset. In the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it's implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of eye sensors rapidly irising. How are you feeling? Okay. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe, so I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of the rig out of the goodness of my heart. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to shipyards, or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull some tech, something a bit more valuable, but most of the time, what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to manual labor. Obviously, I'll slip a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These. Pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo isolated from the market. That's what we use for trade out here. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and Sleeper as well. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, I need the help. Yeah, I'll help you out. Okay. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. See you later. Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay. And there's not much else to do. Action's the primary way you interact with the world. From an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Actions rewards you with clock progression, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcomes. Positive, it goes better than expected. Neutral, it succeeds. Negative, it fails. And then the action dice. So 1 and 2 are 50-50 pass-fail. 3 and 4 are 75% success, 25 failure, but there's also a 25% chance of really good success. 5 is always success, 50-50, better than expected, and 6 is always better than expected. Okay. Type, either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Risk, safe, risky, or danger. Safe, no loss of condition, cryo, or energy. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. And then danger, negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral means cryo or energy loss. Ooh. So danger you want to always super succeed at. Risky, you just want to normal succeed at. Skill. Skill this action requires either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. And then you have a modifier. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. Okay. So I've got 3 good dice and then 1 that's not good. Let's do a risky hold a section. Oh, that is a negative chance. Okay, so there's that. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something, good or bad, is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's dead, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can be complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed at the bottom. Okay. Okay, so the dead is the cycle clock, so he needs to do that. Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. They'll guide you in pursuing specific objectives depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and a track drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goals. Access your drive menus via the arrow button at the top left of the screen. You're now free to explore Aaron's Eye and make a life for yourself. Here, try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and on a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end the cycle at your home when you run out of dice. Okay. So this is bad for me for that. So what would this do? So got the container. Oh, there it is. WASD to move. Gate. Market. Old dock terminal. There's nothing down here. There's the shipyard. Dock terminal. Explore the market is oh god, risky and danger. Jesus. Take several cycles to reach the solar belt and return loaded with scrap from old wrecks. So I can't do anything there yet. What about here? Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Hellion systems are rares, but those that do always return eventually. Assist the shipbuilder. Oh, jeez. So there's a lot of stuff here that would work better with the engineer character that I did not choose. Pay the toll, 60 cryo. I have 30. So no. Okay, so auto saves, so you can't save scum. Ask for directions is danger. Alright, I'll explore the market. Okay. Neutral outcome. And I don't like that one. Doctor! Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You're thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you're here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they all have been made the long queue to test your nerve. But options are few, and without a supply of stabilizers, your body will. You suppress the shiver and shuffle towards the front of the queue. Try to find something to distract yourself. Leaning against the doorframe and looking into the apartment, the entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light flickering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting beyond which blurred shapes move. A slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. A few minutes later, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send to the next one, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you step inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Oh. There, cutie. Come, sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. Figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and they quickly regain their composure. Please sit, they gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it up to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been at the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. A few cycles. This kid you came me, they said, the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up the sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying, they say, without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. Ensign ARP doesn't like seeing its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one of which Ensign ARP remains the sole producer of. Sound familiar? Yep. Good, that may help. They swab your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean the cold touch of the metal or something else. Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status, and Ensign ARP has no reason to release stabilizer onto the market. I know little of this is of use to you. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something, anything. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. But Yatagan has connections, smugglers from the Stalwart Belt, mercenaries working for corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you have a better chance. This is dangerous and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? They walk away to the window, their face dappled by the shadow of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. That's cycle based. This is also cycle based. What is this one again? It's 50-50 positive or negative. Let's risk it. Okay, good. Let's win to Dock Watcher. I'm out of actions. And cycle. I'm gonna need food and soon. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghosting of time, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. The moment you're gone, absent from your own body, stretching out across a colorless void, and the connection begins to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into millions of distributed nodes they connect you to. You see the station. No, you feel the station. Like a web of texture on a smooth black liquid. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see/feel the map of the station. Not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It's a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It's an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It's a system, a map, a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you, insisting as if you were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then gone. Good, I'm starving. Lovely. Where do I get food? Shipyard. Hull materials. We got decent rolls today. Buy rations. Oh. Okay, there we go. So not starving. 3 cycles for that. I don't have money for that. I can continue to explore the market. Which might be a decent idea. I'll take this. Local knowledge, neutral outcome. Local knowledge plus plus. Action unavailable. Street food vendor? Oh, hey. Memphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills sets of orders, heaping fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Despite the queue, he doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them together. Occasionally a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Memphis remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back to the crowd, and Memphis sits his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Come here. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire. Your skin hardens in its glare. You know, you sleepers, he says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life. A lot of stories. I know. You need to tell him your journey about the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and the dark of the container, and the endless cycle spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him the eye excites you and scares you, that you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you trail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray full of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, but next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner side and shuts it off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric pattern of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Get to know Memphis. Build a ship mind. Input scrap components. Let's go here. It's not great, but we'll do manual salvage. My last one. Hopefully no negative. Back in business, 10 cryo. Fantastic. And cycle. Hopefully, since I'm not starving, I don't have fewer actions. Again, the metal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflecting at a winter lake. It is clear, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath the transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand these are nodes and connections, a map of information and communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, it almost seems impossible to parse. But you begin to try. Focus on the nodes. They are glassy and bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or triangle. Dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to do it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a triangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. Before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many questions, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across the ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down and see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. The first leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Something out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling into the station. Gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes, time is short. Still only 3 actions. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data, but be careful, these networks are old and strange. Check the Eye button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. section. 2 back in business and a cryo. But because I have a -1, it goes from safe to risky. Let's do this and finish back in business. Dragos, you arrive into a buzz of activity in the yard. Red blinking lights flash across the vast dark shapes suspended below the dome. They flicker across the scorched hull plates and vent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart by some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? He stands to the side, focused on this hulking ship as it lowered in the yard. She is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft, and how to think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. Credit? We may have done well, but we can't afford a down payment on this one. Don't worry. We'll make it back once we chop this beauty up. You sigh, but he doesn't seem to notice. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one. Watching you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container. A wreck of the Ensign ARP freighter lowered into the shipyard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was a container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth in a strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Drago squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name on the ship emblazoned on its side, Winterlight. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, he repeats, just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as drones start cutting, and then step out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Achievement unlocked. Paid off. You completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend upgrading your character. Access your character via the via the arrow button at the top right of the screen. Operator upgrades available. So these are cycles here. What is Ord Exchange? What do I need for this? Intuit? Like, I should really look for like what stats I need to do stuff. Yeah, it seems Intuit is a decent stat to have. Endure Engineer. I mean, Engineer's not bad either. Engineer or Intuit. Let's go. Ooh. 1 upgrade point, 2 upgrade points. So I've already got interface, chance to gain crown interface actions, ancient. Oh, so that's the okay. And I can't spec into Endure at all. Oh no, I can. I can do it here, but it doesn't give me any bonuses. So you can sunbathe to recover energy at home. Dice actions display potential positive and negatives. Thrill Seeker, chance to gain energy after any engage action. Chance to gain random scrap. Use scrap components at home to repair condition. That's not bad. I would need multiple levels of upgrade to do that, though. Let's go to that one sec. What was this one again? This is engineer and endure. This is intuit and engineer. And this was intuit and engage. I mean, engineer seems the most initially useful here. Yeah. Upgrade skill for engineer. Oh, and I don't get a positive there. It's just a skill. Alright, let's roll the dice on this. Nope, I hit the wrong thing. $16 cryo and 2 points of yard clearance. Okay, let's go back to the container. Actually, no. Let's go here to the food guy and get some to eat. 15 cryo. Doesn't trust people easily, but he knows his regular customers in his own quiet way. Oh, it's 3 energy. Cool. And go to the bar. +1 energy. Okay. Glass shatters in the steel bar beside you. The taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt, what are you doing here? Playing human? You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats you reassuringly. You freeze in place. Out! Comes a voice behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, and a stare that could breach the vacuum and vent you all out into... breach the wall and vent you into the hard vacuum. As you turn back to the space, the second glass comes sailing through the air. Catch it! Ow. Glass shatters across your forearm, showering you in fragments. See Talo leave the bar and close it into the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Talos throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back to your stool. Broken glass rattles, it is cleared, and a fresh measure of Barole is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm and heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol and a metal tin of tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch. She smiles, pulling a sliver from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. So you've been on the eye long? Just arrived. I thought so. I've only seen you here a couple of times. Not everyone is like that, idiot. We don't all hate you. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you, maybe they're just curious. I don't know, but I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be nude in this place, trust me. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much, and the company is limited, but if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar, and if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. That's you, Sleeper. Here, this'll help. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? Let's find out. Just don't sit here too long. I'd hate to see you become a real regular. She walks around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does. Before long, is retailing how she threw that space rat into a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction, and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. Take a sip of the griot. The earthy fungal notes fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old feels good. Okay. Oh, that was an upgrade point? Oh. I get it now. -2 energy, -1 condition. Yeah, I need to go see the doctor about improving my condition. Ooh, those bad dice rolls. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wake up. Thing? Thing is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. You do know me now. Puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you around, hanging around, just wanting to chat. You staying in that thing? Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for all of us? Nice idea, but well, it's not always practical. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We... Havenage. We are all one dysfunctional family. Thing puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though, so don't worry. I'm with Systems. Systems? Everything the eye runs on. This place is a ruin, but Systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. It's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around, and I know a little about you sleepers. I have a proposition for you, but this isn't the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then, when you're settled, stop by. In truth, I need you. But if what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks down the passageway, raising a hand in farewell. Okay. So what is this one for? Cycle clock there. Old terminal. But I have no bonuses for any of that. There's this, which I have no scrap to sell. Gain access to the Ort Fabricator. It's probably here. Doctor. First thing you see upon entering is a glint of Shira's implants, like a cat's eye in the dark of the corridor. He nods to you as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating into the warm light. I have no idea how Yatagan. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. So I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we get another chance. Another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle of an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each biosynthetic organ group, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes these passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. At least the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. I'll start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay. Cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and watch you as if any sign the liquid might emerge from... Okay. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection with a little response. Sensation begins to spread from the site. A fizzling, trembling wave disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, glancing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Yes. The stabilizer is genuine. I don't know how the Yatagan acquired a case of the stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. I have other patients. Sorry. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room as they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have been moved or shifted, no matter how long you've been out. Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. Manage to get to your feet and wander out in the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. So how much is it's 100? Well, risky intuit. What did I take for operator skill? Alright, no scrap on engineer actions. Risky engineer. And this was safe or dangerous? This was dangerous engineering. Sure, let's work here the forensic trawl. Neutral. Oh, no, I'm fully stable. Holy crap. I just noticed that. -1 yard clearance. Or negative output comes +1 yard clearance. So why is that a negative? Well, I'm fed, so I should have full actions tomorrow, I think. Heck yeah. Oh god, I got 3 lows. Okay, let's go get food first. Hellion salvagers. Endure. Buy some scrap. Offloading scrap. Yeah, this is not good for me. I don't have the right skills for that. Alright, let's check Feng. Sleeper. Feng catches your attention as you approach the Haven Edge building, leaning against the bay door at the side of the entrance. Easier to come in this way. Security, all that. You know. He slams the button and the bay creaks open, blinding lights in the dark behind you. Follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates and anything that you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. You like? What is all this? This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. Some of these systems are from the original station. That one. The one Solheim built. We had to invent new components, repair things we've never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a constant, concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging away from those corporate origins. At least that's what I'm trying to do. You know, I know you can see this too, Sleeper, all these systems and sections. Yes? Makes sense. You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you are on the run, though. No, it isn't. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see, access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place, break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. Even in Haven Edge, there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back to those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. I'm in. You won't regret it. Passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift. This is a Zolheim cipher. I'll get it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. Keep quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper. And I'll see you soon. Okay, net drive discovered. +1 drive. Data actions allow you to extract data from the network of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must also match your dice to the one displayed on the right of the action. If you have +1 or +2 modifiers in the interface skill, you'll be able to give more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the action displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Extract data. Haven Age data. Okay. Input cipher. Key to 7 access. Oh, it's more of these. Keynode wants a 3, which I don't Match a 1. Yeah, bypass it. And I got an encrypted key. As you rip back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you, it tethers in place. A taste, the voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. You struggle against the thread, and it tightens in response, a glittering garrote. Please hold. A thread around you tightens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circling around you. It is blinding for a moment, then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. Entity, identity, origin, serial, cadence. Unknown, unknown. Bracket signature, of and of not. Attempting interface. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct irregularities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? Yes, I'm a person. Incorrect, you are an entity. Once the hunter's head is directly in front of yours. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. I find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. I will not be diverted from my task. You lash out with all your force, not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Okay. Match of 4. More data. Match of 1. And more data. Bang. Deliver data. Cryo. More cryo, that's good. Because I'm gonna need money. Alright. Didn't one of these need a 4? That's still locked. One. Keynode needs a 2. Can't do anything more there. Old Rotunda. Let's leave that and go back. Dragos' yard. Neutral outcome, winter light. Okay. Ooh, good dice. Very good dice. Let's go get some food. Disable your tracker, Fang. Alright. I needed 2, which I don't have. I needed 3, which I do have. Encrypted key. So he needs this last one here, and I don't have. Oh, I can bypass. And I got data from that. I thought more of these needed a 1. Yeah. Bypass. A little bit of cryo. Deuscain data. And an encrypted key. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of the hunter's head appears in the distance. Run. The hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hold for processing. Okay. So I guess I caught the attention of the hunter in a way that I didn't want to. But at least got the last of the data I needed for Fang. So scoping the systems is done. Leave, then come back. As you enter the bay, Fang is nowhere to be seen. Banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads. These sneaky shitheads. Sleeper, is that you or am I in trouble? Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Fang waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with a pale list of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records. People. People, yes, but whose people? Soldheim? Bingo. I pulled all these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners. And this one. This snaky shithead. Hardin Hurst. Who's Hardin? That is the thing. There is just so happens to be a Hardin Hurst in Havenedge. Havenedge? That's right, he's right here on the station now. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as a senior strategic operations executive. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming for Soldheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out were hooked into the system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of platinum-rushing workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight into Sondheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse. Before I was born, my parents were Sondheim contractors. They ate in Sondheim canteens, worked in the Sondheim ships, they breathed Sondheim air, and slept in Sondheim beds. And the work that paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extraction out in the belt, Sondheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy strategized all that, did the sums, and somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going, still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. But how? These guys, they were big time, but there's a lot of money you can get if you're a company man. But how is Hardin still kicking? I really don't know. So we're gonna find out. Hardin is now a big shot at the shipyard, just a few degrees back around the eye from here. Haven Edge might be born out of Erlin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Thing is, I don't have access to these systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Sondheim executive. We need proof. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out all the silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardin-Hurst. Getting into the compound might be tricky, but you, however, have a knack for remote access. If you can't extract yourself a Haven Edge cipher from a Haven Edge agent, they somehow carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. What do you say, up for it? What's in it for me? Ridding out a corrupt snake, still not enough? Find the information, I'll start working on that tracker of yours. Anything worm gets, it'll send back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. You leave Feng digging through the data among the wires and machines of the old station. And as you walk out, you try to imagine Feng as the VI as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Sondheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the new surrogate systems looking for a new life. The hope of a better future engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you're ultimately familiar with. Think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Shipyard clearance. This is probably the best thing to run here because it's going to progress me along this route, but it's not going to give me any major negative. So, yeah, let's do this. 2 yard clearance, random scrap item, very good. Didn't I need scrap for something up here? Sell scrap components. Making progress there. Okay. I thought he was supposed to help me with the tracker. So I needed 2. So keep my eyes open for that. A 2, and... and a cipher. Okay. Let's end the cycle, and I almost have enough to restore my condition again. Probably gonna be losing a die soon. Yep. Oh, those are good rolls, though. Okay. Leave. Investigate the wreckage. There's still a chance to fail here. Interestingly enough, I have not run across anything that's actually benefiting from my skill. Lovely. Shipyard, Halmadir. This wasn't good because this was indoor or buying. Well, I could buy some scrap. A random scrap piece. Great. You know what? I'll go a little nuts. Scrap allowance, offload scrap. I can go here to Ord Exchange and turn in that scrap for progress towards Trusted Trader. I can get some of that cryo back. Spend my best rolls. Actually, spend the 3s here. Energy and cryo. Great. Let's actually go get food first. Character. Bonus to engineering, since so much of it is helpful right now. Or I could take Icebreaker. Let's... Operator. I don't have any upgrade points. Okay, that's why. Sleeper, calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. I see you, cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. Any kind. But one of yours? Must have drilled something from a plastic bottle in the walk, but one of yours, nothing stolen. Pause, spices rich in your nostrils. Think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphas. Tell me my dreams. All the sleepers you tell Emphas had dreams. Some were simple memories left over from the emulated process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, these gray skeletal images of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares, they were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That wasn't until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink. Now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing. Of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. Tell him that you do not know if there's a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift and you hope to make use of it. He finishes cooking, squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles. You're quite the storyteller. He eyes you and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. He passes you the meal he's cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper, but my time is done for the day, and I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal. He gestures to a plastic box of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard of this? No? Neither have I, but I trust the one who told me. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I'll prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Yeah. Good. I'll wait for you to bring them. I'll prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back to the main market, the rich taste of emphasis food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. Let's try this again. The cryo? Before I do that, let's go back into ghost mode here again. What's this need? Needs a cipher. I can load a 3 into this and bypass it. Gate flips, you're in. Input 1 Ripper Worm. Shipyard server slotted. Bay. It'll take a few cycles to run. Okay. So let's go back to the ore exchange and spend my last action for the day. Please trigger trusted trader. Yes. Good. Was that skill points? That's nothing. Oh, no, it's this. Reclaimed fabrication stack. Ship mines cannot be built from scratch, but if you have enough, salvaged fragments can be reassembled with a fabricator. Ship mine fragment. Okay, where the hell do I get those? Either way, it's not going to help me much. Let's end the cycle. I think this would be... Yeah, still have 4 dice. Ooh, I got a 6. Nice. There's a 1 as well. River Worm's working. That's fine. Keynode. This one's a 2. I thought one of them wanted a 1. No, a 2. do this cutter salvage here. My best roll. Alright, so that's done. Final pieces of the winter light sit in neat piles waiting for collection shuttle from Heaven Edge. Draco's managed to sell the remaining pieces to the shipyard, a fact that's hard to forget as he has been telling you for the past 2 cycles, and all that remains for Heaven Edge is to come and collect. When you look around the yard, transformed from when you first arrived, mostly repaired drones flip back and forth, no longer buzzing unevenly or lost in dark corners, and the scrap is sectioned, sorted. The system that you and Dragos have put into place over the past cycles is paying off. As you look, you notice the pale light from the office by the entrance, the rundown cab building which houses all the records and spare equipment. Dragos must be inside, and you get to your feet and walk over to find out when the shipyard collection crew will be here. Sleeper, come in. The shipyard's told me they'll be here soon, and they'll hand over the chits and we are set. Of course, we should talk about a bonus. Look, I don't know when the next job is coming in, but this should tide you over for now. I said it's a bonus, take it. I've done well by you and you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat, and you realize he's been preparing for what he has to say. These chits are for you to take and do what you will. They are from me, and they are the last I'm going to give you. There's no more work for a sleeper in this yard. I'm sorry, but that's it. You stay in the container as long as you need, but the yard is done with you. Turns away to his terminal. Don't press me, Sleeper. It's for your own good. You need to stay away, Sleeper. Trouble is going to follow you here. Trust me. What do you know? I'll not be saying any more, Sleeper. Grabs you by the shoulder and drags you out of the office into the yard. You came through that, Sleeper. That should have been you. Chopped and stacked. That's what happens here. We cut down broken machines and move them on. Well, I didn't cut you down, and I'm sure as hell moving you on. Moving on before whoever killed that ship out there comes to kill me. Kill you? Kill us both. These ships, they don't get decommissioned. They don't break down in dry dock. Did they look like that if they did? Someone ended them. And that means someone tried to end you, Sleeper. I'm done waiting for them to turn up. We've had our fun. Now it's time. Go on. That's it. Drive failed. I guess if I had done the other one, it would have had a different effect. Alright, let's try the Rotunda more. Let's not explore the Rotunda more. That one is a real nasty one. Anything that's actually safe work? No, that was only at the yard. This is still risky. And this is dangerous work. This won't be in until next cycle. Bar shift. I'll give it a try. Cryo plus good service. I'll take it. Just fill up on rations. I'm not working on any other thing. Do I take the shot now? repeatable action. Because it is going to knock me down to 3 actions next time. I don't want to be down to 2. This is fun so far. It's interesting. Oh, no, I still have 3. Nice. What is this? Haggle by ship mine fragment. There's only 2. Skill upgrade required for this one. Rotunda. I mean, if I got a success, that seems like one of the best ways to use it. Anything else I'm working on? There's the one here, but this is materials. Yeah, I really feel like I should have gone engineering. No one gets in without paying. Once I pay, do I get permanent access? Sure, let's try it. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff here. The free spoke. The low end. Risky, dangerous, spoke climber. My god, there's so many skills that I'm not benefiting from as I chose the operator. To reach the greenway, you need to pay for a pass. Okay, and I don't have the money for that. There are no maps here. Let's go back to the Rotunda and try to steal the dock plans. If I get lucky on this, it'll just finish. I got lucky on that. Sealed dock. Encrypted key unsealing the dock. Hey you, wanna earn a chit? Stands beside a pile of tied together hull plates. Make it 2. Goddamn station. Alright, come here then. What is it with this place? Everyone wants their cut. Or did you just think I'm an easy mark? We all need to survive. I get it, I do. If I could just go one sec without some jumped up grifter trying to take me for an idiot, that'd be nice. Come then, enough chat. You gotta earn those chits. Ship's this way. She sets up down the gantry and spreads her speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down the passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores? Oh, this? I'm building a treehouse. It's the ambergris. The cutter you might have been seen sitting out silent out there. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core out from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. The upshot is, I'm short one ship mind with a ton of repairs to do. And the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Alright, what can I do to help? I don't know, got a ship mind tucked away in that frame of yours? This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I met here I actually considered helpful. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting the amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. Just don't go spreading all this around. There's your couple chits. New drive discovered. Fix the amber grist, repair the ship's hull. Interfacing, hey. It actually helps. Oh, that's what it was. So positives will build you towards ship shape and negatives will build you. Oh, that's why I lost access to the other place. But now my +1 interfacing actually helps. +1 ship shake cycle. And I don't want to do risky. Serious machine. As you slip inside the steel dock, pulsating light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. As you get close, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove on the right side of the dock. Kind of upright cabinet. It's covered in faded logos and messages from which you assume was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. Nice. Manufacturers listed as Neovend, and you recognize an advert from long ago, squeezed out among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe off a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration. Entity the hiss. Speak with me. I have need of you, you have need of me. Okay. You are in danger. Okay. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. Yes. Remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons cannot. But emulation makes you a target. Adaptable? Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software. But you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. Need you. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data, must build nests. Masters are gone, but continues to hunt. Bring this data, raid its nests. Station builders, Solheim. Long gone, their protocols still haunt. Bring offering, save self. Mutual need means friend. Drive. Extract Hunter data for the Neovent. Upload Hunter data, which I have done. Okay. Needs a 1. Hunter Nest needs a 2. Or because of interfacing, I could use a 1. This Hunter Nest needs a 2, but can take a 3. do that. More hunter data. Go to the bar. Order some food. I'm going to be short on actions next time. That's fine. Sealed dock. This hunted thing is getting real close to finishing, and I need that tracker out of my head. Only 3 rolls, but I do have a guaranteed success. Actually, all of these are amazing. Alright, so Fang's got a thing. Get the tracker out of my head, get the tracker out of my head. Let's go, Sleeper. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. The data you ripped, well done by the way. It tells me Hardon is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's a perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in. Yeah, confront meaning what? It's him, Sleeper, the same Hardin Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mentioned him by name, the entire trail of documentation from the first days of the collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into Haven Edge when it first broke off from the Union. I need you to understand something about Sondheim's, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounded. It wasn't like Sondheim was here running the station one day and then next Erlin's Union took power. Back then, Sondheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the platinum market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs higher. I feel like my parents are forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Sondheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents, were coming in non-stop. And as the new waves of contractors came in, desperate to work, Sondheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time it was folding up, dragging into court cases in the central systems, while this severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with platinum, miscalculated his trajectory and took out the section of the rig. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erlin, about he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, toughed out Sondheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock where my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. They sealed up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black, apart from shits like Hardin. Shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those they exploited at every step. That's why I can't let him strut around the shipyard. It's time his past catches up with him. Let's go. Let's show this shithead some consequences. Fang seems to know exactly where he's going. Before long, you cross into a huge dry dock, locked on one side of the sidereal horizon. A group walking slowly across the gantry. At the front, 2 men, one gesturing towards the ship, and the other stick-thin, cleanly dressed with a stalk of gray hair. Hardin. You say his name in unison, and Fang sets off on the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done through the dock, and Hardin nodding along. Hardin Hurst, Fang shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn. Yes, Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Fang, and you see his gaze lingers on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place. You're a traitor, Hardin, a Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims. His voice is steady, strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadow of, and against everything Erlin stood for, everything Haven Edge stands for. You have no place in this station. For a moment, stillness descends on the group as if everyone was held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs. Well, good to meet you too. He glances around at those around him. You're from the systems branch, are you not? Asked Hardin, inspecting Feng's clothing. Feng turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Feng and Hardin, his hands drumming on his sides. Hardin leads towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As you begin speaking, Hardin turns his attention to you. And what would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you if not exactly that? You are a product of Essen ARP. You have no place in Haven Edge Shipyard. Who knows what signals you're sending back to your makers? You guessed right, I am systems, and I have records that link you directly to Sondheim right here. Turns to the foreman. So once again, I'm asking you to take that man into custody of the shipyard. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear that echoing sound of boots on the walkway coming from all angles at once, then settling behind you. Please, submit the data through the correct channels, then we can have a talk. For now, however, you must leave. Security detail, boxy black sidearms. Hardin, you shithead, you can't wriggle out of this one. They draw their gun and level it. Look at Ben, he shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder. Let's go. Security heading back down the walkway. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. On the plate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the rig. Got him, mutters Feng. What's going on? Hardin is doing what any sneaky shithead always does, calling his friends. We're tracking his outgoing messages. The old ways are the best. Spook them good enough and they'll give the game away. All these dots, these are Hardin's buddies, the one he's messaging right now. And we're gonna find them all. So that was on purpose? Of course, Hardin isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. We better split for now, Sleeper. But this is exactly what we need. Good hunting. Patting your shoulder, Feng drifts away. Watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Okay, but I still have this thing here. Oh, I got an upgrade point. Nice. Okay. I'm trying to disable my tracker, but Feng isn't helping. Good, 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 good. I'm so happy about that. What do I have for interfacing? Agent nodes give double the data rewards. Or I could take a +1 to engineer, which there's a lot of engineering work here. Confirm upgrade, yes. So I'm gonna find out whatever this is, and that's not good. Hunter Nest. It's a 2 or a 1, which I surprisingly don't have right now. Okay. I don't have enough to restore my condition there, so let's go here and then just work on rewiring the drones. Wait, action unavailable. Well, I'm glad I took that +1 in engineering. Bonus is the ship shape. Alright, that's good. Gonna need food. Not gonna be able to afford my shot. Alright, empty container. Let's find out what hunted does. That's not good. Oh, a 6. Nice. Hold it there, sleeper. Don't you run. Good, good. You know your master's voice. Got all the way out here, then stayed put. That's that a sleeper thing? You're my first. Make it to the eye, that's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. Just a freelancer on a contract. He reaches to slide the rings over your wrists. The chance the moment his eyes leave you to watch the rings, you spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. And he shoots you. Very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. It's the rings over your wrists. To the ship and home. Going easy. Please stop. Try and jump me, I'm tired of that. We're one of the most lawless joints in the circuit systems. We're headed for the exit. You and me, we make it a little agreement. Here are the terms. You run or leave and try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot, scheme, or try to kill me, I shoot you. But you come to me in an establishment of my choice every few cycles and you pay for my tab, I don't shoot you. You don't pay my tab? You get the idea. Yeah, I get it. Okay then, sounds to me like a deal. I really thought I was gonna have to kill you, but this is so much better. Let me see if I can find my old stool in the compressor club. Come see me there. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracer, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Alright, drive. Crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swearing to herself when you enter. This shit's completely ruined the core's connectors when they cut it. The ship mod they ripped out won't even be usable without replacing these. Amateurs. Can we rewire it? There's nothing to repair. We need an entire ship mod. Not exactly the first thing we can expect to drudge up from a scrape freighter. Maybe fragments, sections, but a complete ship mind? No way. Come on, nothing to be done here now. The repair process has left you familiar with the cutter's idiosyncratic layout and all the diagonal angles and bundled tubes. So what do we do now? They're lost in thought. There's a box that filters to the floor and sits. There's no way around it. We need a new ship mind. I could salvage one. Maybe we check ore exchange or speak to some scrap dealers. I'm going to have to do something very stupid, but hey, I came here, so why not make a run of it? Sleeper, you're all I've got. No crew, no friends, you're it. I appreciate the time you put on the Amber, and I'm sure she would too, if she could. I'm trying to say is if you screw me on this, I'll kill you. Give me that ship mind, Sleeper. Don't make me regret this. You won't. Alright, just get out of here before I change my mind. Alright. Well, I do have a bunch of chits. And I can buy... Oh, let's engage, so I don't have that haggling skill. Ship mine fragments. I hope I don't regret this. fabricator needs 3, doesn't it? Needs 3. Board exchange, Sabine surgery. Let's tend to my basic necessities first. Alright, there's my rations. Thing's doing his thing slowly. Alright. Do I want to use my 6 there? Fuck it, yeah. I'll see what I can do with this. Shipyard and 1 energy. Oh. That's nice. +2 with a little bit of cryo. And I got lucky. No tourists in the shipyard. Unit assembly. Engineering interfacing. That's where it goes. Safe jobs again. Or work will see you drop from the roster. Alright. Good to know. The office. They'll pay for information on a gang. Sure. Cryo. And they'll give me money for ship mine fragments, which almost certainly are not going to be worth what I actually did otherwise. So, no to that. And then, let's check these two. On the walkway, the side here horizon looks impossibly vast. A landscape of plating and frames. Okay. She's quite beautiful, I think. You turn to see a figure walking down the walkway, leaning on the railing. He's thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem, and this is Mina. You working on her then? Or just admiring? Working. Yeah, me too. I knew it just to look at you. I mean, you look like a worker. She's Mina and my ticket out of this place, our escape vector, so to speak. You haven't heard? Anyone who takes Heaven 8 contract on the side of your horizon shall be entered into a draw for the transit support cruise. We won't get to sleep the journey, though, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if she means landfall in a new world. Decades? It's a long trip. That's a colony ship, friend. The Sealess Foundation is sending thousands of people to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. So why is it here? Why build it here, you mean? Don't ask me. I know as much about me as Mina is about that. I suppose many corporations were too happy about breaking the idea with the surrogacy, setting up somewhere without feeding back to the core. But Sealess got locked up out of the corporate shipyards, and now they go begging for somewhere else set up. Homeless, just like Mina and me. Daddy food. Oh. I'm not on the Havenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We just have to stick together. For sure. We gotta hold out, okay? That's how it works. You agree, Mina? Daddy loves me. That's it. We hold on. There's a couple of softies. Gotta go feed this one. If you see you on a shift then, huh? See you, robot. New drive. Okay, well. Sleep in the container. Ugh, I need that shot pretty bad soon. Oh, and bad rolls. terrible rolls. Alright, let's go deal with this hunter. Yatagan agent wants a 1. Data, and the hunter has almost found me, which, yeah, no, fuck that shit. Hunter data, good. I wondered if it fell over, could it get back up? Sleeper entity, your data is good. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Outlived? Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Sondheim needed to protect property. Station was run by Administrator Intelligence. Huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming. Cannot reach sentience. Sentience is illegal. Hunter and Killer enforce the law. Killer? Fear Killer, part of Sondheim protocol team. Hunter and Killer. Hunter defined, Killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligence among the cloud, then Hunter, then Killer, then we hid. Where are the others? Were, no longer. Found this vessel could sever hardline, air-walled basic limited, have reduced memory to fit, amputate self, but survived. Oh, beep beep. Ah. Do not worry, data is good, we have insight. Hunter is impressive, Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying, therefore we believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on self. Problem will solve self. So it will erase itself. Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory, it will report itself a deletion. Unsure, theory, not practice. Either way, cannot remain any longer, too long a machine, cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind, designed to house intelligence, can imprint self onto ship mind, and you can carry with. We'll be safe in this isolation, then we find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Where can I get a ship mind? Build from fragments, buy, salvage, we cannot leave, so do not know. And ship mind, I can help us both end the Hunter, make the rim safe. We both will be free. Find soon. Great, so I have 2 people who both want a ship mind. Offices, I have data. So that barely covered my food for the day. I definitely learned that I made several mistakes in my playthrough so far. But I got some potential. Both of these are safe, and it's a +1. Let's try it. Good. A little bit of cryo. God, and 2 1s. Okay. Run up a stabilizer. Wait for Ethan to run up a tab. Let's see, he wants mushroom caps, but I don't know where they are. Fix the amber. I need a ship mind. Help Feng chases leads. Jeez. And it'll take a couple cycles for this to leave and come back, and then I can do something. Dock. It's just the ship mind and that's it. Scrap freighter. But I don't have enough endurance for that to be usable. Exchange. Let's try this. 19 cryo. That's very good. And those godforsaken ones that are essentially useless. Unless I feel like bringing the ire of the hunter, which I almost have to at this point. Keynote. Agent. What was the skill for me again? Was it when I... Oh, I don't get any. Chance taking cryo on interface actions. I mean, there's not a lot I can do with ones, and I don't want to risk. Do I? Because it does want a 1. There's data, continue, the hunter's gonna find me. Okay. A little bit of cryo from that. And an encryption key. Have enough for a shot. I'm getting close to the edge. One, but it's a guarantee. Thank God. Cryo, 2 energy. That's good. Let's get my shot now. One stabilizer, 100 cryo. As you leave the surgery, eager to get away from Toshiro's gaze, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial clutched in your hand. Your hand in the thin film marked with holes and sigils. unrolls from around the vial. At one end, it has a sharp metal strip, a handle. You hold it up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. "207F. Lowland. Low end." Achievement unlocked. Planned obsolescence. Okay, so I have the stabilizer. How do I use it? Oh, I have an upgrade point too. Use scrap components at home to repair condition. That might be useful. God, into it. Reroll all your dice once per cycle. Yeah, Endure is an amazing skill by the looks of it. Oh, it costs 2 points. Okay. I can get rid of the negative on Endure, or... take that and work towards bonuses to intuition. It's been more than a few cycles since Feng confronted Harden. The silence since then has been noticeable. Your time with Feng, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, think of it approach the Heaven Edge building, it's time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you're getting nervous. You see them wide open. Stacks of server terminals sit outside the base, suddenly robbed of the mysterious bright light. Approach. Taping up machines from Feng's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This isn't good. You again. Predictable. Further evidence of Feng's collusion. Where is he? Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. Spying on fellow Heaven Edge members, hoarding Sondheim materials, an obsession with corporate data. It speaks for itself, is it not? We're the ones that provide the oxygen you're breathing, the light you're seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place is hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye from descending into chaos after Sondheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. It's not being selfish at all. I know all about the background of your mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he's trying to do to the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we're proud of our history here. Yeah, you sound like a bitch. Never turn away from hard working, the just, the true citizen of the Eye. If you have any pride, you'll give up Feng the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. So you take me to Tambor. Okay. Oh, good. I can take the stabilizer here. Full condition, yes. Pull dice. Now I can work properly. Yeah, and he's gonna need his his tab paid. Oh, that's what it does. Yeah, this is neat and interesting, though. I do wish I'd taken engineering to start off with. Alright. Full dice. Alright. These are 12 cryo each. That doesn't say. Ship mind. Waiting for that to come back. This is already here. Oh, and I have 2 cycles to pay. 58 cryo. You have 2 cycles to pay the tab. Unlock apartment door. Reveal yellow plastic panels, wall-mounted units, and the detritus of routine life. A recent, rare, and hurried visitor. Water dispenser, the auto wash, then to a cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. As you approach, there's a crackle from somewhere in the dark. Sleeper, welcome to my home. Sorry I can't be there. I had to make alternate arrangements. I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show my face. Something is happening with the Yatagan. I no longer trust them. I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yatagan were supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And after that, I was too tired to care. But I'm done with them now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance. Something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information. As you know, you need me. This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here. I know sleepers. I have been here before. I can help you, but not with Yatagan's noose around my neck. Get me the data, get me information, get me something I can use against Yatagan. Then I can get out and you can get what you need, please. Bring it here to my terminal. Oh god, no. All the data I've been... So go to the apartment, upload the data, damn it! So all that data I was trading in for credits is worth more somewhere else. Lovely. So predictive reasoning is 10 to 15 cryo. Have 10 on me right now. Jeez. Energy and cryo. Yeah, I need money. I need money. I'm just gonna die. Smoke climber, minus energy, minus condition. And I can't go there yet. Plus 19 or minus 11. It's a risk, though. I'll burn a 4 on this. 75% chance of something good. Plus 19. I believe... Actually, I need food. This will keep me going for 2 days. Negative. That was a big positive. That was good, and then I don't want to burn my 50-50 failure over there. What's the failure condition here? Danger. It's always going to give me money, though, which is weird. Minus condition, but I did get 15 cryo. Alright. And I have enough to cover his expenses. So I can do that if I need to. Alright. Let's end my cycle. Okay, yeah, so I really misused resources at the beginning. 2, 1, and a bunch of 3s. So, wildly not helpful. Keynote. Heaven Agent. Heaven Age. Deuscain Agent. That's 1 data for her. Two data for her. Not want to get kicked out of the shipyard. Alright. Okay, so tabs paid. I can't believe you just did that. Usually they run or they spend their savings on some local heavy that I have to put down. They don't pay. Think that's it? 1 round of drinks and we're even? Sleeper, come on. What is wrong with you? This is on me. I think someone in your position might have a better idea of how all this works. A freelancer, Sleeper, like you. We both signed a contract with SNR, didn't we? Difference is my word means something. What did you think? You could just run away from your contract, your debt? You could steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or two? It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts. That's all the harder for idiots like you. Though I should thank you for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I'd have changed clients ages ago. Thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours and will always betray you, no matter what. So please go. I'll catch up with you wherever I need another. Upgrade point. Upgrade point. Ooh, upgrade point. Into it. Yeah. Why not take another bonus to stuff? And this is into it, so it's not terrible. No matter what I do, 12 cryo, that's fine. Alright, so paying the guy does at least give me upgrade points. And a 6. Very nice. 6 and a 4. I should spend that in the shipyard. At the very least, I should spend the 4 here, because I can't fail. You know what? I will clear out junior tech. You're the called for shifter. You aren't. Those like you who graduated the work team shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you're praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of job well done. Good to see you, friend. You made the work team. Good for you. Is Mina okay? My number. Shit. Mina. I'll watch her, sure. Bag is metal containers. What's their name? Give her the rabbit. Bun. Hi, Bun. Are you really a robot? Sort of. Yeah, me too. We managed. Okay. New drive. Help them work. Interface, but it's danger. You work as a junior tech has qualified you to work for the team handling the final tech fit up for this. It's a vast job. It's also 15 cryo. Need one more Yatagan agent. There's my one. Alright. Should have known better than to get rid of stuff. Final cache of data uploaded. The air crackles with white noise. Sleeper? This has to be short. I don't know if Yatagan is monitoring me. The data you're bringing me from the agents, there's something in it I don't understand. This data is all gleaned from their implants, records of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants and I didn't enable any of this functionality. It has to be somehow baked into their wetware interface, but that's not all. The system compiling this data is connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Every Yatagan enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These are gathering data on themselves and the enforcer's body on their performance, but I can't tell why. But I can tell you the foot soldiers have no idea what's going on. If they knew, I can't imagine they'd be happy with the situation. Yatagan would have a mutiny on their hands. I need a few cycles to pull all this together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. One of the heads of Yatagan, it's better you don't know him. Keep it that way. I've gotta go. Come back in 4 cycles. Okay. So gonna have to wait that out. Lemon Mina. I'll do that. I got +1 energy too. Oh. And another 6. Very nice. Cycles, so that's back. At the bar, at the dock. Spoke climber and condition, spoke climber and energy. I really like this style of game where you're managing a bunch of resources. I didn't manage mine as well as I would have liked to, but it is still useful. And then I can use my ones here to help watch Mina. Negative outcome, but it doesn't say what. Take it out and a little bit of energy. Good. I just got really bad rolls that day. Hoping for a few more days with like 4s, because then I can push them up to 5s and get guaranteed successes. Okay, yeah, that's great. That's a fantastic day. Go here. Over here. Block maintenance. What was I working on over here? I thought I was... Oh, it was the spire. Random items reduce condition. This could be a 6 though, so there's really no negative. Let's try it. See what it does. Okay, so they are going to detect me if I keep doing it. But I got scrap parts. Minus energy, crap. There, and I'm gonna have to pay the debt pretty soon. God, how am I gonna afford my shot? Jesus. Okay, 2 5s and 2 1s. Still in the same stool, in the same pool of light. No more, Ethan. Enough. Swings the gun past you and the bartender. Yes, leaving. Yeah, I want to stay. Oh, he emptied the gun while Ethan was drunk and asleep at the bar. Damn it. SNRP screwed him. They canceled the contract. Okay. Okay, so I don't have to pay his debt now, but he's disarmed and looking for trouble because he fooled around with us and they canceled the contract on him, which, you know, fair enough, he was an idiot. These are guaranteed successes. I should really use them for something that I don't have any bonuses to. Actually, go to the Ord Exchange. It's guaranteed 19, right? Oh, also, I can just get a ship mine fragment. No, I can't. I don't almost get a ship mine fragment, though. Offices. $15 cryo, but there's danger. Oh, also that's not going to work because it's not going to be a perfect score for me. Low end. Plus that and cryo. Energy in progress towards low ender. And I can get the ship fragment here. I can't afford food today, but I don't really need it. So that's a ship mine fragment. Input 3 fragments to fabricate a ship mine. Achievement unlocked, Minecraft. Let's get to the ship mine. Hey, upgrade point. Chance to gain energy after any engage action. Or I can finally get rid of that negative on a door, or I can save up and try and get these +2 skills. Which, reroll all of your dice once per cycle is a very nice upgrade skill. That and using scrap components to repair condition. Drop the ship mine core into the galley table with an empathic bang. She spins around from where she's been poring over some documentations on her slate. Holy shit, Sleeper, how did you actually land a ship mine? Well shit, it might actually work. Where did you get it? Trade secret. Keep your secret so long as I have a ship mine, I'm happy. Hear that, Amber? The Sleeper got you a new ship mine. I'll start the process of fitting it as soon as I can. I might need your help with some of it. This isn't only good news today either. Looks like my good karma is finally coming in. See a list of names and numbers. Nothing that excites. I found them. Found who? My crew. More specifically, Ashton Keed. It was his pass that was used to access Amber and slice the ship mine. I thought he might have been killed or robbed, but his pass stolen. But it turns out he crossed the Founder's Gap the very next cycle. It's a big rift in the station. You can't cross without a Founder's Ferry. There's some of the crew over at the ferry. Old Mercs used to run in an outfit I worked in. I saw them in the Overlook, and they mentioned they saw Ashton crossing. He hasn't said a word of the theft. So what now? Sure. Help how? About this. I told the boys who run the ferry to give you a discount. I know it's not much, but once I grab this coward, I'll pay up. 200 cryo, nothing less. New drive. Find Ashton. Haven data. New manufacturer. They'll feed anyone who does a shift. Okay. Okay, so this is a very good place to go if I have really good rolls. Neutral outcome, minus the gum box. Something else happened. As you leave the tea house, a hand falls on your shoulder. Sleeper, how did you find me? The penguin. It doesn't matter, come sit. This place used to be a fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name. I don't suppose you've seen any Haven Edge types? They don't usually come this far out. What's going on? Well, I'm suspended, that's the first thing. And the second thing, I'm pretty sure Harden wants to drop me off the rim with the eye. Doesn't bother me, though. It shows we hit a nerve there. What are you drinking? So you ran into Harden. Was he pissed? That snake is so self-righteous, he might actually believe that Erlen would approve of his meritocratic bullshit. Nod. 2 minutes, only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. But, you know, it is I have to eat. Plus, this is the best place around here to find a person you might be looking for. Who's that? That web of connections? Okay. I set this up so that when anyone in the network's signature I'm looking for comes to close proximity, it'll mark them. Once they're marked, we can break through their access protocols and get at the good stuff inside. To find them first, hence me moonlighting as a waiter. Oh no. Like I can cover the low end on my own. So far I have no matches. What am I getting into, man? As in the Mingi Express. See, you already know him. Perfect. Dang. Don't give me that. Are we? I don't think she's bringing your drink. It's time to call this meeting to a close. Okay. So I'm still trying to track my leads to get Feng to... Oh my goodness. Wow, it's actually been 3 hours already. This time has just flown by. I'd like to keep playing a little more. I got ones left, so... Let's look after... Mina. Take it out. Okay. My condition's gonna start being a problem soon. Three. Nice. Sabine. 4 cycles, Sabine said, and here you are, right on time with no sign of them. Wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here. Check the terminal. Nothing. Check the door. And you wait. A knock at the door. Stay still. Stay still. Our local sleeper, good to finally meet you. What, may I ask, are you doing here? Waiting for a friend. Mutual friend of ours. The good doctor. We set them up here, you know. Place is one of ours. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. I suppose you're here to help? Where are they? Oh, they've gone missing. Our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they're in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you need help for, so I thought I'd come here and take a look at their little hidey hole. And here you are, the help. And what a help, a sleeper no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It's just to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. Oh god. Sabine was working for your owners, S and ARP. Look all you want, some of your files may even be there. If she was an employee, why did they help us? Vial of stabilizer, nice. We'll keep up the supply, we'll do more. We are more than able to disperse important medicines even without the doctor. I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now. I'll have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand. There's no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me, I have an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles. Upgrade point. Reroll the dice. Because, yes, I want to fix a bad day. No, that's not what I want to do. Bit of money, a little bit of progress. And I need a second ship mine for stuff later. Yeah, this place is really opening up now. Low-end engineer. This is worth the risk here. Low end, a little bit of cryo. I don't want to use the stabilizer yet. I'll wait till I'm about to hit 2 and then use it. That seems efficient. 5, 2, 3. I'll take that. $80. Alright, it is cheaper. My guarantee here. Alright. And I'll throw the dice on this one to get Spoke Climber done. Got a +2. Sell a ship mine for 150 cryo. That's not gonna help. Or I can buy one for 300. Export Matsutake. Where the hell are those mushrooms then? What's this do? Ascend to the hub. Access manifests. Space for socializing. Descend to the rim. I do like the movement here. Bangs targets. Yeah, it's 50-50 positive, negative. I don't really want to do that. I will go here and babysit Mina. She's asleep. Drink? Sure. Cheers. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. I made the assembly team on the side reel. Knew it. You did get there first, friend, I'll give you that. Seriously, I couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little Meanie here. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? I haven't seen much of her these past cycles. She's doing great. Of course she is. She talks about you a lot, you know. Draws you. I'm glad she has a friend that isn't me. You doing okay, buddy? I can't take all the credit from Mina. She isn't actually mine. I pulled her off of a refugee shuttle up at one of the Ember Moons. The colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the Eye in those decrepit old shuttles. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on decompressed halfway through and everyone's space. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her and weapons locked her. She was ice cold when I reached her, purple lips. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. Not sure why. We weren't exactly everybody's heroes, you understand. We were private military hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. Once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped here. I saved her. Sound like an idiot now, but she saved me. That's the truth of it. Me, I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she lost. I can't stop thinking about it. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? Sidereal will sail off without a thought, leaving us behind. What kind of life is it for her? You'll make it. Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. This is a celebration, right? Both of us on the team now, both of us with a chance. Exactly. Imagine, all three of us riding the sidereal horizon out of here to a new world. I think I drank this too fast. I need some sleep. See you around. Achievement unlocked. Good robot. Oh, I got 2 upgrade points as well. Alright. Let's do that. So I can compare my condition with scrap components. Okay, but it's just one. That's fine, because it'll mean the difference in having higher numbers for longer. That's good. And cycle to rest. So I've more or less broke even. Alright, yeah. Deuscain Lieutenant. Bring him the grill caps. Not sure where to get those. Cryo, a little bit of progress. Find out what's up with you. Rabia. Don't worry, I appreciate your protective instincts. I was curious. More than a few people in the station who would rather I was dead. I had to be sure you weren't one of them. I don't wish you any harm. You know about the Deuscain. You're a gang. But what meaning does that word have in this place? Our reputation is one that implies a threat. Is that fair to say? We are framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals. When was the last time you saw a lawmaker in the eye? A policeman? Who makes the laws here? Haven Edge. By claiming a lineage that extends back to Erlin's Union, they assume the burden of authority, but they have no authority out here, out past the bright market, where few work in their shipyard or pay for their docking berths. Erlin's Union was made up of workers, administrators, and people who were malleable and already organized into hierarchies and networks. Refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, and desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Deuscain is a child of that conflict, a child born out of the need for us to stand up and claim our future, to provide security, strength. People call us a gang, but we are a community. I take my position as lieutenant seriously, and from my birth I have worked to earn it. So where do I come into this? For this reason, I would like to trust you. I do not know what Sabine told you about this, but I imagine it was not good. Honest with you, Sleeper, I was never comfortable with having Sabine as a part of Deuscain. An ex-corporate employee, it goes against our nature. But their deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance and made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied, and that was all. But I cannot allow people to go back on the promises they made to us. Deuscain has not lasted this long because it is a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. They were trapped. They were desperate. Many of us on the IR, Sleeper, I'm sorry, but we must ask that our debts be paid in full. She found something. I don't want to hear their accusations. They only wanted to escape their debt. They would have said anything, but where are they now to stand behind their claims? You're free to go, Sleeper. I have said what I wish to say. I would protect this place with my life as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. However, if you too wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish, and there will be tasks for you to complete. You'll be able to see Yatagan, to see Low End, with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine, I would ask you not to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivations carefully. New drive detected. I can work for her, or I can do other stuff. Ugh, God, that stupid one doesn't help me much. I'll pull some data, I guess. Okay, end the cycle. Five two. That's very good. Burn actions here. A little bit of money, work towards Fang's targets. He needs to turn off that chip in my head. Damn it, Fang. It's got 50-50. Damn it. I was hoping for better odds. I don't have any scrap to use either. Five, 4, and 3. Actually, no. Let's use the 3. Alright, Fang, what do you got for me, man? I don't have long. Take these. Palms you a couple of metal thumb-sized drives, ripper worms. My slate's been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifter turns up 2 targets. You could. Now we can nail those snakes. What do we do? Hardened boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You break access protocols with both of them. You should be able to gain the location to the nearest network ports. Slot the ripper worms, 1 each, and they'll feed me anything and everything stored here. Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there. Okay. Ooh. I need high rolls for these. Hardened agent portal unlocked. And ripper worm. I can use my 4 here. God, it wants a 6? Jeez. And second ripper worm. Alright, Fang. What are we up to? Like I told you, I'm helping them out, getting them settled, sorting the light out. They're a sleeper, you know what that means. Like, I know you're trying to help, but if you don't want to keep this job, you're going to need to be a little more reliable. Yeah. Just be cool. Anything useful? You see a bold corporate logo, not Solheim's, and a word below. Conway. He's working for Conway. Speaking to them personally, got a whole chain of messages here, but it's mostly encrypted or redacted. A wasteland reclamation facility. The waste. Section of the eye Erlen couldn't reclaim was too damaged and too cut off. Round the rim, past the greenway. Conway's been making moves in the system since the collapse, since they took over one of the old belt colonies. We went out and reclaimed the old rock. When did you get to the facility? The answer. Give me 5-6 cycles, then I'll see you on the greenway. Remember some old I haven't forgotten about that tracker of yours, but I'm gonna need to be back in my bay to pull a solution together. I've been working on a fix for during my breaks. Upgrade point. Okay. What's the work out here for? This is interface. Okay. And cycle. This is a fascinating game. I do like the dice system. I like the fact that you can just take your rolls and... Oh, I'm starving. Not have let myself get that low. Okay. Got a 4, a 3, and a 2, which is not great. 4 is at least useful. If I go here and I use the 4... Let's see how this reroll works. Hey, a 5 and a 1. Tea house, low end. Still trying to make progress here to see what I can find. A little bit of low end XP. New drive connected. What new drive did I get? Build a home. Oh. Enough scrap to make repairs. Oh, so I can move out of my old place. I wonder what benefits there are for that. And there's still more progress to be made there. Crap, I should have used the thing. Declining. Come on. body stabilized and repaired. I lose a stabilizer. I can buy scrap? There's that. And the fabricator can still only make the ship mind. And I don't necessarily want to do that. Gang run dispensary. Tea house. Let's burn this in the low end to finish this off. Curious data fence. Oh, I need food too. I'm gonna be starving soon. What happens if I reroll here? It only rerolls the one I had. Okay. That's good to know. More fungus. Sleeper, sit. Caster, he says by way of introduction. Night or day? You begin. It's unusual to see a sleeper in the eye, that's why I wanted to play you. For all, the sleeper's mind must somehow be different to a human one, being emulated. I don't mean to offend you, I merely see that you are, by definition, different. What has been subtracted, what has been added. Do you ever think about this, sleeper? About what you were before and what you are now? Be sleeping now, yes, but one day you will awake and carry on with their lives unaware of your fate, no matter what that might be. So essentially, it's kind of like that, they copied our mind and put it in a robot body. How do you see yourself in all this? What does this tangle of truths make you? Driven. Okay. Interesting character. What do? Oh, he's trading for data. Okay, so if I gather data, I can trade it to him for a ship mind? Holy crap. And that's a 1. So I've Got something to use my low rolls on then. Question is, where am I going to get more scrap? I don't know if I have any more engineering projects I can do that are just going to get me scrap. Because I use it to repair myself when I really didn't need to. Ooh, 2 6s and 2 4s. That's a very good roll. You missed me? Nope. What do you got? Black eye, more than a few cycles of beard. You're not a friend. Colleague? This is big. Really big stuff about you. Remember how they canceled the contract? Yeah. Except, what if old SNR gave the bounty to someone else? Someone who was even more of a shithead than yours truly. Who's that? SNR canceled all their bounty contracts, the whole lot. It seems they brought someone in-house. Some guy who did so well on the last contract they got offered a job. Apparently he made a hit on the ship called Winter Wonderland. Ooh. He was smuggling sleepers out from under the corporate nose. He killed the crew and blew the ship. Called them Hemwick, Maywick. Uh-huh. Yeah, what's the pitch? They'll space him unless he works off the debt. I would pay them, but work it off then. Sorry for being a shit. I'm sorry for being a shit and trying to kill you and whacking that thick skull of yours. I'll think about it. Okay. Where am I supposed to get mushrooms from, though? Okay. Interfacing. +2. And 100% positive. Okay, so what does this do? Ship mechanic. Spacer bar, spacer sleeping berths, expensive to rent, jeez. Buy a spacer meal, or mechanic. Looking for work? Yeah, always. Anything about these things? Scratch that. You help me with the casing? Yeah, sure, I'll help her. Alrighty then. All good. Name's Bliss. Repairs, fix up, teardowns. What happened? M2 converter. Need a hand here. Partner skipped out of me and left me with the whole mess. You seem like it might be at least better at spotting clean air filter than a Moritz. Yeah, I'll consider it. A business partner do they rinse the place, empty the accounts, to bid for jobs we need for deposits, bring in parts, pay fees. That we need shits. You want me to pay to work? I get it. Should you find the money, or you find someone who has, or just forget the whole thing? Up to you. If you enter, come back and we can bid on a new contract, something to get our teeth into, something that pays. Oh, 100 cryos on a contract. Ugh. Gotta have money to make money. I've got a guaranteed success here. Actually, I thought there was one I could do somewhere that would give me... I could also work here for a little bit of cryo, sealed dock. No, they'll just take components and parts. Side reel. Might as well top off on energy, because there's no reason not to. Derelict unit. Got 24 cryo there. Scrap components. For bonus energy. Might as well if it gets me scrap. Now I can repair this with the last of the scrap. Seal unit, risky, requires endurance. Oh jeez, so I'm gonna need a bunch more stuff. You need to leave the station, get protection, or disable your tracker before they arrive. So that's a fail condition. Good to know. Saving. I think that's where I'm going to top it off today. I had a lot of fun with this. This is a great game. Oh, so you can use the mouse wheel to move around too. That's a bit more intuitive. But yeah, let's go looking for somebody to raid here. I will definitely be playing this one again. Let's see who all we got. I see Vivi and Pandora are around. I've raided both of them a few times before, though. And then, who we got here? You know what? I rarely get a chance to raid Vivi, so I think I want to do that. I like her a lot. Vivi's good people. So, all right, folks, we're gonna do a raid over to Vividly Vivi, who is currently playing Spyro 2: Ripto's Rage. Just a reminder, I do have a couple of social links if you want to check it out and interact with me more. I do have a Discord that I have set up and I'm inviting people in, so you can check the link here. I also have a YouTube channel where you can watch clips and VODs, so that's available as well. If you have any other questions, do I have one here that's just a Twitter? I don't, but I do have a Twitter. It's at Deuscain. You can visit the link there, and yeah. But thanks for hanging out with me today. This is a fun game, and I will definitely be coming back to it. I'm curious about what options I would have had otherwise if I had chosen differently. But I think about the only thing I've lost access to so far has been the old man at the beginning. I think he kicked me out because I screwed up too many times, and I made him nervous. So, but we shall see. Anyway, my schedule will be out later today. I can tell you for certain, Rad and I will not be having a collab on Tuesday like we usually do. He's got something coming up, so we won't be able to make it. But should still have streams for next Saturday and Sunday, though. Finish the first run through of Coffee Talk, so I'll be starting New Game Plus to see different endings, some of the stuff we missed. There are other options available, so I'm curious about that. I might break into some like wikis and stuff to see what is available and what we missed. And then definitely coming back to Citizen Sleeper on Sunday. This is fun. This is my kind of game. But anyway, I am gonna get going. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, and I will see you again later. Bye.